Title: My wife's phone rang. I answered, thinking it was work. A man whispered, "You left your underwear here again." I stay silent. He giggled. "I love you so much." I quickly ended the call. The voice? It wasn't a stranger. It was family. Start. I answered without thinking. It was late. Her phone lay beside me on the nightstand, screen glowing in the dark. A man's voice whispered, low and playful, "You left your underwear here again." Silence poured into the room. My hand froze. Then, his giggle. Soft. Familiar. "I love you so much." I ended the call. The sound of his voice stayed ringing in my head. It wasn't a stranger. It was family. I sat there, the glow of the phone screen painting my hands blue. My wife slept a few feet away, her breathing calm, innocent. Beside her, our wedding photo, framed on the wall. 10 years together, a life built from laughter, struggle, and trust. Or what I thought was trust. And the voice? My brother's. The one I'd grown up protecting. The one I'd defended in every fight, bailed out of every mistake. We shared blood, secrets, and history. He was family. She was my wife. And together, they'd carved a hole straight through my chest. The betrayal wasn't just an affair, it was treason. Looking back, the signs were there. Her sudden silences when texting. His excuses for not showing up at family dinners. The way their laughter carried a hidden rhythm when we were all together. I had buried my suspicions under trust, because to question them was to question the foundation of my life. That night, trust died. I buried it without a funeral. Grief lasted one night. By morning, I was planning. Revenge was not rage. Rage burns fast, loud, and leaves you exposed. Revenge is patient. It requires silence, calculation, and a smile convincing enough to mask the storm. I became an actor in my own home. Kisses on her forehead, dinners with him, family photos where my smile hid knives. They never saw the shift in my eyes. While they whispered behind closed doors, I listened. While they touched in stolen moments, I gathered proof. I installed discreet cameras, synced her phone to mine, hired someone to follow him. Every lie they told became another thread in my web. And I waited. The evidence piled up like bricks. Videos, messages, receipts, motel room bookings, whispered phone calls where "I love you" dripped like poison. But revenge wasn't just about exposing them. It was about making the cuts so deep they'd never heal. I moved money, quietly. Accounts shifted, properties placed under my name. Her name, erased. I filed divorce papers, but didn't serve them, yet. Then I turned my attention to him, my brother. He worked with me in the business our father left behind. His livelihood depended on the company I controlled. Slowly, I gathered every thread of power in my hand. When I finally pulled, he would choke. It began on a Sunday, family dinner at my house. Parents, cousins, the table heavy with food, laughter bouncing off the walls. She sat across from me. He sat beside her. Their eyes avoided each other, thinking no one noticed. But I noticed everything. Halfway through the meal, I stood and raised a glass. A toast. To family. To loyalty. I clicked a button on the remote in my pocket. The TV behind me lit up. First, texts. Her words, his replies. Playful, dirty, undeniable. Then photos, hotel receipts, a video clip, her entering his apartment at midnight. The room fell silent. Forks froze midair. My father's face went pale. My mother's hands trembled. And then the final recording, his whisper. "You left your underwear here again. I love you." Her glass slipped from her hand, shattering. His jaw clenched, panic in his eyes. I just smiled. "Family," I said softly. "Right?" She begged. Tears, trembling hands, promises to change. He raged, denying, then blaming her, then me. But it didn't matter. The papers were already filed, the accounts already drained, the company shares already shifted. By the end of that week, she was out of the house with nothing but a suitcase.
By the end of that month, my brother was unemployed, his reputation rotting from whispers of betrayal that spread through every corner of our community. They had destroyed my heart, I destroyed their lives. Some nights, I sit alone at the dining table, wine glass in hand. The silence of the house is heavy, but not empty. I don't miss her. I don't miss him. I miss the version of myself that trusted, the man who believed family was sacred. But he's gone now. What remains is stronger, colder. Betrayal taught me one truth. Some wounds don't heal, they transform. And when they transform, they become weapons. So yes, my wife's phone rang. I answered. And in that moment, everything I loved died. But from its ashes, something sharper was born. I didn't just take revenge. I wrote their ending. And every ending I write is final.